Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe.
So yeah, let's try our best for this collective wisdom, and then we will start with our Harinam Prasad Prabhu. He has a question about Siksastaka, and he has to speak it out now because he has to work. He is in Govinda's company and he is working today. Are you there, Harinam?
Yes, I'm here. Radhe, Radhe.
Radhe, Radhe.
In der guten Stube.
In der guten Stube, ja.
Oh,
Yes.
very nice. Thank you. We are eager to listen your questions.
Yes. I wanted to ask Gurudev if he could share about the sixth verse about in the Siksastaka, because I feel a deep longing inside of me for this mad love, and and now I will ask you guys. So I will read it, the sixth verse. Nayanam galat ashru daraya, vadanam gatgada rudaya gira, pulakaiya nijitam vapukada, tavanama grahane bhavishyati. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love, flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name?
Yes, I would start to just say what I remember what Gurudev always says about this another song that is very similar to that verse, Harinam. That is Gauranga bolite habe pulaka sharir, Hari Hari bolite nayane bhabini. This is this verse that obviously Narottam Das Thakur was also singing in the feeling of this verse of Siksastaka. And it has a similar content, similar feeling to it. When can I chant Gauranga's name and that the tears may come? And Gurudev always would say that when I understand that Gauranga is Gaurangi, then some tears might come, because then we can feel how merciful is Srimati Radhika, that she comes together with her Mohan in this world to help the souls to elevate to a loving relationship. And only then, in this feeling of how merciful they are and how much can I connect to them by serving and by chanting Harinam in that feeling, there will be a change in my heart. For Lord Chaitanya himself, he also wanted to learn how to feel in the feeling of Gaurangi, in the feeling of Srimati Radhika. And if we can see the life of Gauranga, he was developing more and more into the feelings of Srimati Radhika. And that was the time when he was in Gambhira's cell in Jagannath Puri and only crying out of divine love. So for us also there is this development that we come from worshipping the God, the far away authority and judge over humankind, let's say it in this way, to love, to worship love, to feel the love of Srimati Radhika, and to serve the love of Srimati Radhika. And that is what I have heard in this subject. When I come closer to feeling the love from Srimati Radhika and the love that is our origin, that is our home, then my dry heart also may transform. Of course, my chanting is different than the chanting of Lord Chaitanya. We can never compare it. But Gurudev always stresses this, to come to the feelings that Srimati Radhika has, to come to that unconditional love that she has and try to serve this love and see Srimati Radhika in Gauranga and feel how she has come to this planet and feel it, and then developing a yearning, eagerness to serve this and to serve her and to do also the best for myself in that service, and also to help others to connect to that kind of spiritual love that is beyond any religious limitations. That is universal. Maybe that is some little points that I remember about this Siksastaka verse.
What's very sweet about the story of Siksastakam and this Siksastaka is that, ironically, it happens. He did appear this way. He did appear, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He did appear with the eyes streaming and the voice faltering and the goosebumps and the voice that's cracking. And we know historically that these verses, all 8 of them, were spoken at different times in his life, and they were collected then when he was in Gambhira. So looking back from that time late in his life, he can say that he was all these things. And now, like Suniti Didi is saying, this is instruction for us, or maybe an inspiration for us. And what I think is the energy of that inspiration is the word ecstasy. Ecstasy, it's in the verse. And if you're following Chaitanya Charitamrita class, you know that I like to talk about ecstasy, so sorry for repeating. But ecstasy means, it's of course a Greek word which means to situate outside oneself. Ex is outside and stasis is standing. So ecstasy means that whatever the container is, it can no longer hold the contents. It's running over. It's exploding. It's cracking. And these are the symptoms exactly that Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was showing. He was crying. His body was doing strange things, elongating and bending in ways that it should not. His voice is cracking. The water's flowing, the tears flowing from his eyes. It's all as though his material form cannot contain what's inside him. And what is inside him? It's prem. It's this desire to give love to Krishna. And through this appearance in the form of Radha, but with Krishna as the beloved, the prem is flowing so greatly that it exceeds the material body in which he lives. And so you have all these symptoms. So he's the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a man between two worlds, or no, rather a flowing spiritual source of prema in a finite body. And it just doesn't work. So it cracks. And this is what he experienced in his material does. What does this mean for us? This means that our meditation and our sadhana is to enter so purely as we can into our own souls, into our own swarup. And then, as a consequence, love will flow purely. Name will flow purely from our hearts towards Radha, and from Radha onto Mohan. So our little microcosm of what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is living is to liberate our souls to be the loving energy that they are naturally, so that Radha Rani can enact that prema in her relation to Mohan. So purify means just get rid of all the rubbish that's blocking our souls. We're natural lovers. We're natural born lovers, with hearts full of love. And it's all being blocked by our material consciousness. So Siksastaka 8 means, or 6, sorry, you said, letting this love. So in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the incarnation of God, it flowed over. In us, it will be less dramatic, but we should maximize letting that flow by clearing away the material blockages that keep it from flowing. Shira.
If I can join to you to say something. Thank you very much. So this verse, 6 verse, is the verse which is explaining Bhava Bhakti, Bhava Sadhana Bhakti. Up to this verse, it's explanations through the verses of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about Sadhana Bhakti. But from this verse, first ray of prema is starting. And this is Bhava. Last 2 verses from Siksastaka are explaining prema. And one is in the mood of separation, and one is in the mood of union. But this verse, 6th verse, is explaining the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, mood of Radharani in one sense, but also in another sense, the mood of sadhaka, who wants to follow gopis. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here is in a very humble, but in the same time very eager way. He is praying. I don't want to practice mechanically. I don't want to practice my sadhana just because I have to do like rules, regulations. I want to completely dive in the feelings. And this is humility. Why this is humility? Because he knows his goal, and he exactly knows without emotions, I will not be able to attain my goal. So I'm praying humbly and eagerly to attain these emotions, and these emotions will be in the form of my tears, goosebumps, or choke voices. All these symptoms, what he is mentioning, are the ashta, one of the, or 3, how many? 3 of ashta sattvika bhavas. So these 3 symptoms are inspiration for sadhakas, for us to always hanker for them. And Mahaprabhu is giving us a hint. What does it mean really when love starts to appear in the heart of sadhaka? Immediately this kind of feelings. Oh, when will tears of love stream from my eyes? Not just drops, streams, rivers. And the rivers, the streams of tears for Bhava Bhakta is like a river. It's explained. It's not like a waterfall. It's not just the small drops which are going on the cheeks. No, this is real, transcendental tears which are coming from the heart. And this heart is completely like an ocean of all love and emotion. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, my voice choke up. I cannot talk anymore. And I want that my voice completely blocked, because when I want to be in so intense love that I cannot talk at all. This is the symptom of transcendental bhava, transcendental love. This is the symptom when the jiva is completely awakened, relationship with Ishtadev is completely awakened, and love starts to appear. Then there is no place for words. Voice is choking, and tears are going constantly. Then he is speaking, when will my body be studied with goose pimples of ecstasy. Ecstasy out of love, pure love. Because I constantly hankering to be with you, my dear Krishna. Why I say Krishna? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in the mood of Radhika and he's hankering for Krishna. For you, I want that all my body becomes studied. So this is the goal of sadhana bhakti. To attain such kind of feelings, such kind of consciousness, and such kind of qualities of love and feelings. And this is possible when Siddha Swarup, spiritual identity, appears. Completely clear in front of the vision. And it's not only that, clear vision of Radhika in this case, or Ishtadev, is also present. So on that level, relationship, sambandha, is firmly established. And devotee slowly and gradually continue to develop his spiritual life up to the prema. Anantadas Babaji somewhere is explaining it's like a flower. The stage of bhava is like a flower. And many flavors are coming from the flower. And these flavors are actually emotions of devotee. And these flavors are attracting Ishtadev. This is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants ecstasy, because he knows that his ecstasy will attract his beloved. Love in ecstasy attracts beloved Ishtadev. And this is the way how he is, in humble way, expressing his burning desire to attain it. When will I feel this all transformation of my material existence? And when this transformation happens in my life, then I will be ready to embrace the lotus feet of Srimati Radhika. Then I will be firmly established that she is mine. On the prema level, devotee is going up and saying, now you are mine. But on this level, he is trying to firmly establish himself. I am yours. And Radhika is talking to this devotee like a flesh, like a spurtis and vispurtis. First become mine and then serve me. And this is the prayer of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how he wants to approach to his beloved Ishtadev with waves of emotions which are completely going out from his body. And this kind of emotions cannot be controlled. And when devotee receive this kind of emotions, this is the full sign of kripa, and this is the sign that very soon the end of his spiritual practice is coming. The goal will be reached. And this is the impatience of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When will these signs of bhava will appear in me, which means that my existence completely changed. I am living in my spiritual body. Because when these signs appear in my body, it means that I am becoming ready to receive my Ishtadev, darshan. And I don't want to speak anymore about this because I didn't know. I just remember one thing, that meditation of evening pastimes between Radha and Krishna are helping to develop this bhava mood. When I say evening pastimes, it means when Radhika is preparing some sweets and sending manjaris to Nandagram to give Krishna instead of her these sweets and give him a message in which kunja they will meet. And then when Manjari bring these sweets, Krishna is tasting this, and then Manjari, the remnants of these sweets, is giving back to Radhika. this particular lila and all details around these circumstances are helping devotee to develop bhav. So thank you very much, Harinam Prasad, for this question, because by meditation only on these words, sadhaka will have clear goal about his shraddha, about his sadhu sangha, bhajana kriya, nishta, anartha nishta, ruchi, and 6, ashakti and bhav. So all these verses of Siksastaka are different stages of bhakti, which are beginning from shraddha, and now you read the 6 words which are coming up to the bhava. Reading, meditating, talking about these words is helping sadhakas to develop feelings of love and realization. Dadra.
Radhe, Radhe. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, it really touched me. Yeah, I'm just hoping to get free of my anattas and one day just to let go of them and not indulge into them anymore, and really develop a sincere love for Radha and all beings. And I would love to ask more questions, but I have to go back to work. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for the wisdom you shared with me. Radhe, Radhe.
Thank you, Harinam Prasad, for all your honesty and your feelings and eagerness to come to deep understanding of how different levels are working in our hearts and how we are, all of us individually, involved in our purifications and developing our feelings. And thank you all for your shared wisdom. It is very, very helpful also to have the varieties of devotees' loving feelings on all the subjects that are so, interesting and also deep for us, all of us, to share. Then, what do you feel? Should we continue with the second question of Labanga Latika? Yes? Didi? Labanga Latika, are you there?
She's there.
Is she? Because my computer shows only 4 or 5 faces and then... I didn't hear her. So I thought, okay, then I repeat the question maybe. If you don't want to say it yourself, I will repeat it. How to recognize or feel what is our personal imagination of the Leela and the detail of the Leela, and what is really the real Spurti. I'm skipping on this. I wouldn't know. I'm not. It might be someone. Should I repeat it? Somebody? Yes. Okay. The question is, how?
Sorry to say, Radhe, Radhe. Now she is there. I think she won't ask the question I have heard about.
Radhe, Radhe, my dear. I sent this question to my yoga, my Shakti, but I write to her that I want to ask this question personally to Gurudev, and I don't know why we read now, but if someone want to share some feelings about this, I will be glad, but really I don't think that in the group we discussed about this, Radhe.
You're completely right. I'm also very sorry. I just got it for the information, what kind of question we had. And then Gurudev was not coming today. So I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings by reading it. I was also asking if you were present, that you would say something, but then I didn't hear any response. So I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings by reading it loud. I didn't mean to make you feel bad about it, but yes, you are right.
No.
It's a deep
It's
question.
okay.
I couldn't even say anything to that.
Yes, of course. I meditate on this question and I feel that it's not public question on some way.
Oh, Anita,
Which
Pia,
platform?
dein Mikrofon ist aus.
Sorry.
Maybe we can repeat the question.
Nee, nicht. Jetzt nicht.
We could start, if you like, with Spurti.
Okay, yes. Sorry. Radhe, how we go on from here? Somebody would like to share on this, or Labangalatika, you want to wait until Gurudev? You can ask the question to him. I'm now a little bit confused.
Just continue. Just continue on the next question, because Labangalatika is very clearly said what she wants, and this is really question for Gurudev.
Yes.
So just continue, Sunitiji, on the next.
Thank you. I was just needing some support here. Thank you. So, next question, it comes from Kishori. Our Kishori, who is with Kanai Bai. Would you like to ask questions in our forum? Kishoriji, are you there?
Radhe, thank you. Yes, I also wanted to ask something specifically to Gurudev, but I think one question two might be good for discussion also here, if you can share something. One is, I was just reading the first verse of Sri Villabhkusumanjali, and there Krishna is referred to as the best of parrots, who is, in the verse, it is, the Leela is that Rupa Manjari has the marks of Krishna's biting on her lips, because she's so close in feelings to Radharani, that when Krishna bites Radharani's lips, then you can see the bite marks also in Rupa Manjari's lips. And then Tulsi asks her, how is this possible? Because you are so famous for your chastity in Braja, but even if your husband is not at home, I can still see that somebody has bitten your lips. So it must have been the best of parrots who is biting the lips that look like bimba fruits. And I wanted to know, why parrot? Why is Krishna compared to a parrot? What are the qualities or the Leela about this? And if nobody wants to share, then we can also continue with the next question.
Radhe,
There's many things to say.
Gauravani can speak a little bit about this, because many times he already gave some sharings, especially on the first words. If he is inspired, of course, I would like also to listen. Many times he was talking, as I know about this.
Radhe, my dears, my obeisances and loving hugs to all of you. Actually, I didn't talk about, my mouth was just used, so I don't know anything about this. Like always, I'm completely lost. So I don't know what to say. I can only say what I feel, and this maybe doesn't help. So please, others should share what they have realized.
Come on. Radhe, Gaurav would like to say something.
Yeah, because I know that the parrots, when they are in the love game, they like to bite. This is the habit when they are dancing, and they are showing their love by it is like biting, And parrots, they have no soft lips, so this biting is not so effective. But they like to with the was heißt Schnabel?
With the beak.
With the beak.
Beak, they are like,
they're
like this.
touching each other with this,
with the
make
beak.
like this.
They're kissing like this. Yes.
So there was a picture I had there.
Euch mal den Parrot holen, der hängt hier.
Yeah.
They bite each other when they showing their affection. You see this? And so when Krishna has a habit like this, they say he is the king of the parrots. It's an exchange of love in the habit of a parrot. So we also know that when he is dancing, he is showing the habit of peacock. He has different teachers for different habits. And when he is in the love game and he's imitating a parrot by biting Radhika, so we can see the effort in that. And that could be the reason they call him now the king of the parrots, because he has a habit in the love game like the parrots do. But Radhika's lips are more soft than the Schnabel, the beak of a parrot. So if he imitate like a parrot, then he is biting her lips, and that will left a mark on her lips, because Radhika is no parrot. So that was what I saw here they have a very sweet exchange, the parrots, by, there is one more. They also feed each other with you see this?
Yes.
So this is a habit of parrots, to bite.
And to feed.
And also to exchange, because they have no hand. They cannot use the hand to feed or to do this. They make it with the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
But their mouth is very concrete. It's not soft like Radhika's mouth. So it will left some marks there behind. The king of the parrots is our Mohan. You have a parrot here?
Ich habe doch
Sudevi is bringing a peacock.
We have a example of a big parrot here also. You see, this is he is just here in the house, but there is no mark on the Schnabel.
On the beak. Radhe Radhe.
Jetzt kannst du nicht ansprechen.
Radhe Radhe. Gorasundar, you just remember me one more special quality of parrot. Actually, when parrots bite with Schnabel, with beak, bite mango, the fruit of mango becomes even more tastier. This is special quality because the beak is also, in the Krishna's case, full of sweet love. But he is doing it in the forceful way. He's not praying, Radhika, please give me a kiss. I want to kiss you. Would you be so kind to allow me? No. He's jumping on her without asking, forcefully. He's taking the kiss. And because of this specific kiss, her lips, like a bimba fruits, are becoming even more relishable. And he cannot stop. So what is the connection with Rupa? and Rati Manjari, because Kishori very cleverly asked this question with many levels, layers inside. So first of all, when I was thinking that maybe Gauravani will explain it, but what should we do? We cannot get his mercy. This is conversation or expression of Raghunath directly to his Guru Manjari in a very joking mood, funny mood, and little provoking. So it shows how these two persons, Rupa and Raghunath, are so close. They know each other's hearts, they know each other's minds. And because of this intimacy, these jokes are so sweet. And Raghunath is not, Baba is explaining, I think, in the first verse, he explained he didn't offer usual Mangalarchana. He didn't offer usual prayers, my Gurudev, Magyana Timirandasya, and whatever, like official, formal prayers. He immediately starts Vilapa with expressing all his intimacy. And how he is expressing? Through hidden words, loving words. Oh, my Rupa, I see some bite in your lips and you are so chaste. Everyone knows that you are so chaste. This is conversation between Guru Manjari and disciple Shishya Manjari, who are already self-realized. And this kind of conversation is completely bona fide, but only on that level, not on Sadakavesh, on that level. And only those who understand that these two persons are really self-realized can relish their joking intimacy. Others who are not so realized, they are not on that level, they maybe can misunderstand this. Okay, what he is talking to him, he is making offense to his Guru. And of course, yes, but like our beloved Gurudev is saying, we are same age, almost same day, 1 day difference. So this kind of exchange of loving relationship is required. So Raghunath, like a Tulsi Manjari, is addressing Rupa Manjari and saying these sweet, beautiful words, which are helping us to relish their relationship. And by relishing their relationship, our ruchi, our taste will increase more and more. And by relishing their relationship, we will enter in these hidden talks with codes. So when he said this, this is also one more thing is behind. They are closed, both of them, Rupa and Raghunath, are completely close with Radharani, unseparated, never separate. And they feel everything what Radhika is feeling. And they have experienced what Radhika feels when Krishna forcefully bites her. Radhika has that experience on her lips, but Manjaris also had the same intensity of experience like Radhika. And now the beauty of Manjari Baba is that although they have the same experience of Krishna's forceful bite or forceful kiss, they never want to be kissed by him alone. This is Babola's Rati. Can you imagine? Or maybe we cannot. That we feel the feelings of someone who is kissed completely. We feel whatever is going through that person. But in the same time, we don't want to be kissed by this person who kissed that person. And now Raghunath is joking and saying, you know what I'm talking about. I know what you are talking about. But I'm talking this for the benefit of sadhakas who will also relish our hidden conversation And through this hidden conversation, they will enter directly through our hearts in Radharani's heart. Because if they understand Rupa Raghunatha, they will immediately enter in the heart of Radharani and be embraced by Radhika.
They give also a nice example, Gauranga Sundara, because one has the mark and one has not. And why one has not? Because Rupa was looking through a hole and saw the situation. And by this intense, he got this mark. He saw, she see. And and because he was so impressed by this intense exchange of love, he wanted to share it with his Raghunath, Rati Manjari. And so she was looking for her. And because she not saw, she has no mark. And so this is also for us. He is looking and she is looking. She is telling this situation to us. We have also to look to the whole. We have to see. And then we get the mark. If we not see, we will not get the mark. So then we are marked by our Swamini. It's so nice so we become also a part.
Yeah. And this is the power of Lila Smarana, deep from Bhava, from all emotions. Then marks will be automatically come on the sadhaka. And we know many stories, examples, how Lila is actually manifesting in the sadhaka vesh of devotee who is deeply absorbed in meditation. Like you beautifully mentioned this and notice how suddenly this bite appears in Rupa's lips because he was so much only through the hole, but with full heart, like a laser. He was focused on the loving pastimes in Nivriti Nikunj. And he felt completely whatever Radhika felt. Every touch, every kiss, every embrace, every breath of Mohan. And this is Manjari Bhava. And this is why Manjari Bhava is the most difficult sadhana to practice. Because we don't have experience of that.
And that is the mercy of the Gurudev. He see and he likes to share with us. And then that's the beauty.
That's it. And we are so fortunate that we cannot imagine how much we are. It's not possible to imagine which kind of door our beloved Gurudev opened to us. It's not possible to imagine for this sadhaka wish. But at least little drops, if we catch with our ears, they will become nectar which will stream in our heart, melt our heart, and we will be able at least little bit to feel, to relish their relishments. Gurudev's relishment. This is why we need his words to relish what he is relishing.
And how to relish, my dear? We need this body. And this body is a gift of the Guru. He is giving the Swarup. It's his mercy. And without the Swarup, we will never see this hole in the Kunja. He is inviting. He is giving. All depends on him. He is not the goal, but he is the source of all this we get. He is giving the mercy of Radhika to us. So this is the beauty of the Guru, and wow, it's so nice. And now we come to the point of the goose pimples and all this. What is showing on what was the question also? I think from our
Sattvika bhavas, different, stunning, sweating tears, and so on.
And these are also the signs of this ecstasy we recognize in the spiritual body. In the material body, we can only see the material things, but in the spiritual body, we can recognize all this and we can see through the hole in the kunja. Then we can get the goose pimples. We will start to sweat. We will get nervous. All these things are coming by this spiritual body. And this is what Prabhupada many times said, it's the higher taste. This is the taste we will get by spiritual senses. And all these we will get by the mercy of the Guru. He is blessing us with the spiritual body. We will never get it by a material body.
The value of this sixth verse of Siksastaka, pointing out we have to receive the mercy that spiritual body completely become crystallized in our consciousness. Then the symptoms will start slowly to appear. And the more symptoms are appearing, crystallization of spiritual body will be more intense.
Then the spurtis become spurtis. They become more clear. Vision comes, become more clear.
That's the point. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is begging here for Vispurtis. He is begging in the sixth verse for visions. And in seventh and eighth verse, he is begging for direct seva. But in sixth verse, he is begging for the visions. And he knows when real visions, by the Kripa, by the influence of Yogamaya and Hladini Shakti appears me, then I will receive real realizations. Up to that level, everything is imagination. But imagination of material world or spiritual world is completely different. When we imagine spiritual world, then we are in touch with reality. And when we imagine material world, then we are still in touch with illusion. So this is the prayer, humble prayer and eager prayer of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I want this position of spiritual identity. And with modes, with ignorance and passion, it's not possible. Material ignorance and passion, it's not possible to attain. Tears will never appear. And so on and so on. Radhe Radhe.
But let's not confuse the very important thing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's symptoms are on the material body, and the parrot bite on the lip is on the manjari in spiritual platform. What's remarkable about the sixth Siksastakam is that it's happening to to a material body, material being.
But that's the question, Uddhavji, is this really a material being, Lord Chaitanya? Can we say that?
Absolutely. He was born a little boy and grew up and left the body. The question, what his soul is, and that is Krishna.
I never saw a material body with extending arms and legs.
No, you never saw
some special material body.
Very special. There was a very nice comment from Vandana there. Maybe she could speak it herself.
Vandana, Radhe Radhe.
So our timid Vandana says, aren't there also beautiful, very humorous songs that Radha and Mohan are teaching to the parrots about each other? Which is true.
Radhe, thank you so much for sharing. Very nice.
Radhe Radhe. Gauranga Sundara injected, and Gauranga Sundara and Suniti. So I took this injection. So actually I was just thinking about this connection between Rati Manjari, Rupa Manjari, these first three verses, which the third one we will start to read again tomorrow. So they are all in one lila. And I think this is a very interesting point to meditate on it. The first 3 verses of Vilapa Kusumanjali, they are all in one lila. So these bites on the lips of Radharani, they are actually immediately bracing Radharani's position. Because what are these lips? Are they filled with blood? No. Radharani has no material lips. Radharani has lips of Madanakya Mahabhav, who makes this parrot completely crazy just by seeing them. He is meditating on them before he is biting them. He cannot hold himself to bite them, because this highest bhav is entering him. And we even know on a material platform, I know from my little daughter, when she was in loving ecstasy, she was biting me in my feet or in my hand or wherever she just was. And she could not do anything about this. It was ecstasy. She just bite. Really, completely. Not just a little. She could not control it. So who can put this best of parrots in such a position? There's only one person, and just by seeing her lips, her smile, meditating on the drops of nectar, which will fall down if he is not taking it by kissing. He cannot stop himself. He is out of control. So he has to bite this cherry-like lips. Cherry has a red substance which is very, very sweet. Most sweet are Radhika's lips. And her rati is also red. So the most sweet, cherishable juice will come out of these lips. And this parrot is just for that. He is after that the whole time. So this is the indirect praise of Radharani's lips, because she is putting him in this position like the best of parrots. Without her, he cannot be the best of parrots. So we can see this connection between the lila and the manjaris, because they actually start the lila with their Sringara ras, with their seva in Sringara ras. Because the whole substance is Sringara ras. The manjaris serve in Sringara ras, and by their seva, this situation is actually possible. And by praising Swamini, the kinkaris are praised. And by praising the kinkaris, Swamini is praised. It's always like this. So thank you for your inspiration. This was only possible by your mercy.
Thank you, Gaurani. I just have one question because I was just meditating that you said all 3 verses, they are in one lila, the first 3 verses. And then I was thinking, the 3rd verse is about the land lotus, no? How Srimati Radhika is the land lotus. And then she comes out of the kunj and she says, the beautiful one is mine, no? So that is all in the same situation. So it looks like the parrot became unconscious, although he was attacking her, but then she made him unconscious, right? Is that right, Gauravani?
That is always happening like this. Actually, it's always building on another. This rasa is always more and more and higher and higher and higher. And then he falls in a swoon. And then Radharani is thinking about a new lila. What we can do now with this Mohan in his swoon. And then she's going out and she forgets her sash of bells. Why? It's also a nice point to meditate on why she's forgetting her dear sash of bells, which is called the beloved, which is so near to the manjaris and so near to Swamini. But actually that she forget it is actually the base for the next game, because in her generosity of love she is giving now the chance for all the other flowers. Now comes the pretext. All the other flowers will attract the bee. But then in the end, all the other flowers cannot attract him really, because he is fixed on this land lotus, completely absorbed. Anyway, that's a long story, and we will see tomorrow. Please be part of the sharing and help me, because it's very, very deep and a lot of nectar, so please join if you can. It's Monday, I know.
Giovanni, I'd like to share one last thing of the parrot, if you allow. So parrot is a messenger, right? The parrot is the messenger, no? So if we look like this to the situation, then the message is on the lip. He give a message on the lip of Radhika, and it's sent to Rupa Manjari. And she runs with this message to Raghunath, Rati Manjari. And now we can meditate what is the meaning of this message, isn't it?
And it's going further, because this message by Rati Manjari is giving to us.
Jayo!
To all the ones who want to become Manjaris, this message is very clear.
Wow! Come
The
close,
Rati.
feed to the whole. Come, do your seva. Be a Manjari. Wow! So nice. Jayo, Giovanni.
And thank you also for making the connections clear between the verses, because then we can also feel how they are connected in the feelings and in the meditation, and how from one, from one scene, let's say scene, to the next, there is a deepening of feelings. And that is only, like Gurudev always says, the Guru Vandana. It's just the beginning.
And these 3 verses are just the beginning of Vilap Kusumanjali, but they make very clear who is Radharani. And they make very clear who are these kinkaris. And they make very clear what kind of seva this is. If it's like a bonbon in the beginning, if you eat this, you cannot let this scripture go anymore. It's so tasteful. It immediately makes you completely hungry. I have to dive in that, because this is the highest possible, which is existing.
Jai.
Nothing above that.
You become part of it. You become part of it if you look to the hole in the kunja, because you get the same mark when you become.
That's the point. This mark is offered you. You want it? The message is also for you.
Wow.
A question about the
And then you will feel this rati, this original rati you will feel. You are given that rati. This rati is a present of our Swamini, handed down to us. Taste my lips. You will be addicted in the first moment. This is heroin, this drug. Once you took it, you are gone.
Wow, very nice.
And you see, this is Gurudev's mercy for us. He wants us to realize this. He wants us to share on this.
Mm.
It seems to be he's not here, but more he is here. He is now inside of everyone's heart and leading us, sharing on this. I can feel when you speak, it's like an inspiration from inside. Must be Gurudev.
Radhe Radhe, I just want to add something. I remember this poets of Vaishnava Das when he said that my Gurudev, he was so merciful and he gave me Diksha, initiation, even without asking, because I didn't have the Sukriti for that. So now in connection with this verse, how he wants to give us the vision of this whole and to taste also, like you said, the lips of Radharani's when they are tasted from Krishna to become Manjari. So from very beginning, when we are completely immersed in this material world, to do up what is, and with this up actually is starting Vilapasa Manjari. So it's very wonderful, amazing. Thank you so much.
It is actually always starting with prasad, everything, isn't it? Spiritual life starts with prasad. First you get prasad.
Very beautiful, yes. And then there are different kinds of prasad. That is a deep meditation.
Yes, and because this is the highest book, it is the first highest prasad we get of this book. And Gurudev has to help us. First it's like milk, and later on it's a little bit more thick. And Gurudev will help us with a spoon, a little spoon, to put it in our mouth. Slowly, slowly, how we can digest it, how we can take it.
So if anyone would like to share on it, Kishori, you asked the questions, all your fault.
Thank you. I'm very happy for this meditation. Now I can understand, go deeper. Thank you.
So if anyone else would like to share or has a question, because we're still having some time to share or to ask anything that anyone would be spontaneously inspired to say or ask.
Radhe Radhe. There's one question. I was today in the morning Zoom and Uddhava told that separation is the highest. And yeah, I wanted to ask about that because like how I experience it for myself, like it's like union. When we chant like Hare Rama, like Rama, it's the union. That's what I understood. And I think like I didn't read the Acharya, so I don't know. It's just my thinking. Like maybe it's like the paradox that separation and union both are the highest, but maybe you can enlighten me and maybe it's a wrong understanding. And yeah, separation is the highest. So yeah. Thank you. Radhe Radhe.
My first further question would be in which connection Uddhava said this, because then you have a nice start to talk on it.
I think Govinda Chocolates could give free time to all employees to come to sharing. We were discussing Radha Rasa Sudaniti, verse 214. And there it came up the question of separation. And 213 was also the theme of Viraha, love and separation, or the feelings of Radha mostly, but also for Manjaris and also for devotees, and finally also for Mohan. And I made the point, and it's a bit like Harinam Prasad says, it's a bit of a philosophical point.
Oops, Udavji, are you still with us?
I think he lost the connection because it said that he left the room.
This separation. We can feel it now.
It's okay now?
Good. You're back. Yes, thank you.
Uddhava, thank you for showing us directly and make experience. You disappeared and we were in Viraha immediately.
The goal of the Manjari is not to love exclusively Radha, but to love for her loving relation with Mohan. And this we see and this we know, because whenever two lovers become one, then loving stops. For bhakti, loving is longing, yearning. For bhakti, loving is feeling the separation that Radha feels and serving the relation she has with Mohan. And it's said in the verse, or maybe in the commentary of Ananda Das Babaji somewhere, that Viraha is, and Radha is called Virahi Srimati, that the source of loving devotion is having a relation of longing and of yearning. And when unification comes, and if it comes, then that longing is over for obvious reasons. There's no more separation. And that's also the end of bhakti. No more devotion, no more relation, no more distance. And this is why I think I probably said this morning that we never see descriptions of unification of the lovers. We have thousands of pages of details about coming together and going apart. But the unity, when two become one, it's never there, never described. And this is because bhakti is about relation, about the love that Radha feels for Mohan. And that love she feels is ongoing. The longing is everywhere and always. So the separation is more important than unity. So we never hear talk or read about the disappearance of the couple, about their melting into one, going back to the old Krishna before he took the mood of Radha and became two. Bhakti starts at that moment of separation. The longing starts at that moment of separation. The devotion starts at that moment. The yearning and all the emotions linked with prema, with loving God, start at that moment. And so the idea that somehow Radha would capture Mohan again would make Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life meaningless and would make bhakti, it would be the end of bhakti. It sounds a bit radical, but I think it comes directly from what we read in the commentary.
Thank you, Uddhava, for making this so clear. Someone wants to share.
Radhe Radhe. I have a question. So, but the Manjaris, they can only feel the feelings of Radharani because they are so merged into this relation. So there must be a very deep connection. I don't know, because you said this never happens in the Leela.
What never happens in the Leela is that we read or hear about them actually being together. I mean, we hear stories about them being very close, hair tangled together and hugs sometimes, but some sort of unification where there would be no more longing.
Somehow you muted yourself.
I muted myself.
Yep. Can you please repeat that point? Because there was an interruption in the transfer.
From which place?
From the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Bhakti is a practice of devotion, of relation. Relation means two or more. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu becomes two in order to introduce the practice of loving devotion, of experience of the divine as loving devotion, as loving another. And in this case, in the highest form, Radha, loving Mohan. And then in lower forms, Manjari is loving Radha, and Sadhaka is loving Manjari, etc. So it's a bit of a philosophical point. I'm sorry for that. But should the two become one, there would be no loving devotion. Chaitanya appeared in order to introduce two, to become two, so that there could be love between two. Not love in the old Vedic way as the absolute infinite ocean of love, but love that is given in its highest form from Radha to Mohan. So Anantadas Babaji calls Radha Virahi Srimati, the mistress of longing. This is the form her love takes, and it's the form our love takes too. Longing, wanting, desiring, devoting. And this will go on forever. Even as we know, when we leave the body, we will continue our devotion in spiritual plane. We won't go into fusion, absorption, as in the old Vedic model. So this is why they're always two, beautifully two, lovingly two, and always will remain two. So Harinam Prasad became so tired of me repeating it that he left.
No, he's rolling on the ground, became a chocolate. No, thank you, Udavji. That's very nice. At the same time, I was feeling that the separation is happening, it's not only in Srimati Radhika's heart, it's also in Mohan's heart. And like this, they are always like feeling each other in the separation and feeling each other in the meeting. But I think the point is why we don't have so many descriptions maybe at this time of, Kali Yuga about the union is because there's always the danger to transfer the human conceptions on their union, which is something that is not advised. But what I have always felt from what Gurudev was always telling also, our meditation is when they are in union. But that subject will be realized by feeling separation and longing. So we are following that example of Chaitanya, who is Chaitanya is actually already when they are walking in union, because they are in Chaitanya always also together. So these are some very deep points to meditate.
There's one more thing I like to add to the point, that the feelings of separation from the Krishna, from Radhika, and from the Manjari are three different kind of feelings. So Mohan's feeling of separation is because he is the enjoyer and he desire to enjoy. This is his intense feeling in separation. Radhika's intense feeling of separation is to be the enjoyed. And the Manjari's feeling in separation is to serve this both. And these are three different kinds of feelings of separation. But the three different kinds are in that three parts, the most intense feelings of that separation. There is no one who can feel this desire to enjoy like Krishna. There is no one who has a higher desire to be the enjoyed, to serve them, to be enjoyed. And there is no one who has a higher feeling of separation to be served, both of them, than the Manjari. This is the highest stage of feelings of separation. There is nothing up to that. And this is the fulfillment of that, what is Mahaprabhu coming to feel all three kinds of that.
This is reminding me what actually our Darya Lila is. Our Darya means the generosity of love. So what is the generosity of Radharani's love? We have to start on the platform where we are, from our view, to understand it. We are lost in the material world. We have no qualities to serve them. So they can meet always in Goloka, but because of the mercy of Radharani, because they are giving us seva, they actually split. Because only with our seva, now they can come together. There is no other way than through our seva that they can let them fall completely. This is one side of the enormous generosity of Radharani's love. So now let's see the other side. Uddhava was talking about this. He said they will not be in union forever. They will not melt. But there are situations, we know, when Radharani is sitting on the lap of Mohan and she is crying out, "Where is my Mohan?" So this is the other side of her Audarya. She is completely forgetting herself in the seva of Mohan, completely forgetting that she is sitting on the lap of Mohan, and is giving the highest enjoyment to her Mohan in this moment. So much so that he wants to wish to get some clear picture of that love which she feels for him. So both of these ends are actually coming together. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes to give us the seva, the eternal seva. We are talking about eternity. We will always serve to get these both together in union, in romantic Sringara Ras. So we always serve the erotic mood of Radha and Mohan. There is nothing more generous that you could give to anybody. You are giving both Mohan, Maha, Bhav, and Madan, Maha, Bhav, which means one is the highest ecstasy when they are together, and one is the highest ecstasy when they are in viraha. And both of these highest ecstatic emotions are given to us. And from this point of view, we can see this is the most indescribable mercy which we could get. There's nothing above this. Even Krishna is in a more bad situation if you see it from that side. He is not able to feel what Radharani feels. The Kinkari is. The Kinkari feels him also, true Radharani. The Kinkari doesn't want to feel him directly because this would be not 108%, as we say. 108% to feel him means you have to feel him through Radharani. And through the emotions of Mohan, you will see Radha, and through the emotions of Radha, you will see Mohan in one moment. And these feelings, although they are indescribable and not possible to digest, even for Krishna, the kinkery is stable in their bath. This is the present. So, of course, viraha is for us the top. Otherwise, we wouldn't be kinkeries, we wouldn't be manjaris. And even from the sadhaka wish, we need to feel viraha. We need to feel that we are separated from that gift. We understand that gift, but we are not with it. We didn't accept it yet. We are not always in our Siddha Deha. Why we are so I'm so stupid. Why I'm so stupid and I could not accept it yet. Please, Gurudev, force me. So viraha is very much the base and the end, the beginning and the end. It is our life. There wouldn't be Sringara Ras Seva for us.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Gauravani, and also Gauranga and Uddhavaji, all of you. It was a very ecstatic exchange. And yes, like you said, we could feel Gurudev's mercy and presence, and we hope he is soon better. And yes, thank you for all coming and putting your heart in in these subjects, which are really so rich and so multi-level faceted, that it's always amazing to dive deep together. Thank you. We are very happy to have listened to all of your hearts beat. Even maybe your mouth did not speak, but the hearts were beating together here in that 1.5 hours.
Wow.
So almost 2. And thank you, my Yoga Shakti, for organizing so beautifully all the classes and all the speakers. And sorry for any mistake on my side. And please come to all the Zooms again. I hope tomorrow Gurudev will be there again. We're always, every day we have a chance to have association. And like Gauravani said, also when we are in separation from Gurudev, it's also an intensity. It creates more greed and more awareness not to lose any time.
Radhe Radhe Go